Greetings. Welcome back to A Cup of Conversation and Food for Thought with me, Nidra Simmons. I am coming on to start off by saying I do not own the rights to the music. I do not own the rights to the commercials. That is just music playing in the background. The commercials is attached to the music. Um, I do not own the rights to it. I am listening to the music just to set the tone, to help contribute to the atmosphere and the cup of conversation and food for thought. Um, Please, this content is for entertainment purposes only. Um, Use whatever information you receive as you see fit or choose to. I always come on giving honor and glory to Mother, Father, God, Universe. So I want to thank God for waking us up this morning and seeing us throughout the day. I had a late start today, but I thank God for the rest that my body needed. I thank God for just the protection that we received throughout the night and the protection that we received throughout the day. Continue to provide for us mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, in every way possible. Continue to protect us and keep us fully dressed. I repent of my sins, ask for forgiveness, keep us all covered under the blood, washed by the blood, protected by the blood, fully dressed, wearing the full armor of God, the helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, shield of faith, um, shield of faith, gotta do it again. Helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, shield of faith, sword of gospel of the word, word of truth, and shoes of peace. Um, thank you, God, for just being so wonderful, so awesome. Please, God, less of me, more of you. Guard my mouth, allow me to say what it is that you want me to say. God, I pray that everyone who comes on to hear my voice today is respectful and they come across with a positive intention, and that you allow me to help all of those that you need me to help, whatever way you see fit, but allow it to be a respectful cup of conversation and food for thought that can help encourage, uplift others, and help them see something from a different standpoint. But coming from love with encouragement always. Um, Thank you and much gratitude to our big brother Jesus, archangels, guardian angels, all angels in the highest Christ light, ancestors, guardian ancestors, spirit team here for our thank you for all that you do. These blessings I ask in your holy name. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Good day to you all. Thank you for a cup of conversation and food for thought with me, Nidra Simmons. I am asking that you all be respectful as I will be respectful back. Um, I come on to encourage, uplift. I don't come on to be disrespectful or to let somebody feel less than what they are. I believe that we can get more with honey than we can with vinegar. So if your intentions is to come on to try to downgrade disrespect, please find another platform to go look at. With much respect, I will be continuing the conversation with relationships because it's been going on for a couple of days. Good morning. Thank you for coming on from Texas. Nice to have you on the live. Um, so the topic, the umbrella that I'm going to talk about today is specifically, I generally want a relationship. This is just a statement, cup of conversation to add into the whole umbrella of relationships. I started off this week talking about the 5 pillars in a relationship. Then I didn't have enough time and it went on to further investigation to what a man wants in a relationship, to what a woman wants in a relationship. Then it tied into um, what to look for in a healthy relationship, to the question, I generally want a relationship. Now, I went at this kind of backwards, but it's okay because this is a cup of conversation and food for thought. I flow whatever way God leads me to flow. But the last part I'm coming into to say is, and I'm gonna go back and recap, but just to start off from this point, do I really generally want a relationship? And when I saw that particular topic, I thought about, well, what would people do? What would they settle for? What would they take just so that they can be in a relationship? And I want to start off by saying, please do your investigation. Please do your self healing. Do your self um, meditation and learn you for you and be happy and love you first before you jump into a relationship. So, to recap, what are some of the things that we talked about before? When we talked about the 5 pillars of a relationship, this was what I looked up. It's not set in stone. Um, so the first thing was trust, communication, mutual respect, shared values, and vision and intimacy. Thank you for joining my live. I stress intimacy at the end of me getting to know somebody as opposed to putting that up front. You need to get to know who you get involved with before you get involved with that person, because you don't know what you are attaching to yourself, and you don't know what you're going to be going through in life if you'd have just went through the situation first by getting all your information, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding before you start jumping into the unknown. And then from the pillars, out of the two, it was that needed the most work, which was communication and intimacy. I think, and I believe, I don't think, I know communication is very important in a relationship. It's important in any relationship, whether it's a personal relationship that leads into marriage or a friendship. I'm not even going to say situationships. I don't even like situationships. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Colorado in the house. You have an awesome day too. In the workplace, as a parent, communication is key in so many aspects. Ask the question. Ooh, and I got coffee today, no tea. Ask your question. But out of the list that I mentioned, communication and intimacy was the top two. That was the most difficult. And then it went from the 5 pillars to what a man wants in a relationship and to what a woman wants in a relationship. And I did my investigation, and some of this is factual, and some of this stuff is what I pulled up from the internet. Good morning. Thank you for joining the live. I'm gonna start with what a man wants before I start with what a woman wants. Good morning. What a man wants in a relationship. I am great. How are you? Okay, that's your question, or is that your statement? I'm trying to see if it was just obviously she likes you. She put her lips on you. She likes you. It's up to you to have that communication, and don't be afraid to ask. What was that for? What brought that on? Ask the question and get the answer straight from her voice, from her mouth, or from that person's mouth. Don't guess. Ask straight up. What was this for? Or you can even be as bold as, why? What made you feel so comfortable to do that? Have a conversation. You don't have to be, intimidating about it, but ask them. Well, then you need to ask because it's bothering you. Good day. Good morning. I am great. How are you? I would make you breakfast and coffee this morning. Well, I didn't have my breakfast, but I got my coffee. And it's coffee. I ain't got tea. I went out and got my coffee, so I'm good. It's been over a year and you still pondering about it. What you waiting on? Go ask the question. Why are you putting yourself through that torture? Wow, I wasn't expecting you to. Thank you for joining the live. I do believe in the power of prayer. That's communication to my dad, my mother, my father, God, the creator of the universe. That's how I talk to God. Through prayer. I believe in prayer. Prayer is powerful. Blessings to you as well. Thank you. Okay, so what men want? Men want respect and appreciation, acknowledgement. Acknowledge a man for what he does and how hard he works and how special that man is to you. Don't shortchange the man. Just like women want compliments, so does your man. And if a man tell you they don't want no compliments, they lying. They lying. They want compliments too. They want compliments between the sheets. They want compliments in the streets. They want compliments. So if a man tell you they don't, they lying. My opinion, okay? They want emotional safety. They want to be able to know that they can come home and just relax and just unwind and be with the one that they love without any hidden agendas, without any arguments, without anything that's going to break them down more than what the world did. If anything, they want that emotional safety so that that woman could, or that mate can uplift that man. um, I don't know what to say to that one. But keep joining the live. I like to see the conversation, the feedback, and everything. Um, Men want physical connection beyond sexual attention. A lot of women think that all men want is just that sexual attention. Not saying that's not what they want. They want that too and more. You can have a physical connection mentally before you even get to that standpoint. You can paint a whole picture mentally to get you stimulated for that point. But men want more than just that sexual attention. And that brings back to my attention about um, when they said men they don't get the same accolades on certain holidays, and women say I'll do special things on such and such occasions. Um, Men want to be able to know that they have that connection. And I lost my train of thought. All right, again, we have people that come on and promote. I am not affiliated with anybody that's pulling anyone from this live to go to theirs. You do that, that's your choice. You're a grown person. That's on you. It has nothing to do with me. I can't control what comes in on the lives. But yeah, you can go beyond more. Men want more than just that sexual connection. And that's where communication and conversation comes in. You got to be able to get that vibe going, get that understanding, feel each other mentally, verbally, before you get physically. And then men want trust. Men want trust. They want to be able to know, especially those that work 40 hours, 60 hours a week, and they're going out to work and the woman is home. I ain't never had that. A man go out and work while the woman stay home and take care of the kids. And it's a choice. But I don't know what it's like, but I can just imagine. And they're going out. They want to be able to come home and know that they trust that their wife has been home and not sneaking around and doing everything. And that's vice versa too. If the woman's going out and working and the man is home taking care of the kids, she wants to know that the man ain't sneaking chicks in the house. Never, you want to be able to go out and do what you need to do freely, come home and appreciate what you're working so hard for. That's what a man want and trust. And also they want a best friend beyond the regular level of friendship. Now you got men that got their boys, they hang out with their boys, but they don't want that type of friendship when they go home with their woman. They want that woman to be able to accept them no matter what, if they're feeling vulnerable, because men feel vulnerable too, just like women. I think being a best friend is first in any type of relationship. But men want to have that level of friendship where they can just be vulnerable. If they want to cry, the woman ain't going to judge them. The woman going to be right there to support them, to comfort them, whatever the case might be, because men get it hard too, just like women. I have 3 daughters and a son, and I have not raised my son up to think that he has to be stronger than the woman. He has emotions and feelings as well. He has to be able to express that just like my daughters do. And I welcome an avenue for that to happen for my daughters and for my sons. My son, I only have one that I know. I had a miscarriage one time, so that could have been a boy or girl. But anyway, too much information. I took care of my mother for 4 years before she made her transition. I'm only child. Well, God's gonna bless you for that. You have a good heart, and I commend you on that. That's an awesome thing to do. So that's what men want. Let me go to what women want. Women want emotional atonement, feeling seen and listened. I hear a lot of men say, yeah, a happy life, a happy wife, just agree and that's it. A woman wants you to listen to what they got to say. They may not want your input. They just want you to listen and be like, okay, you know what? You were right at that point. They were wrong for that. Just be on their side. Do you know how many things a woman have to go through versus a man to where they're not looked at for their value, for their talents and their gifts and abilities and their knowledge and wisdom? They're looked at in a whole different way. So women have to go and fight double just to get the respect that a man could do if they walk right through the door, especially in North Carolina. If you a single man, North Carolina's where you gonna find your women because they hungry out there for the men. They'll take them married or not. But anyway, back to the point. A woman wants to be seen. She wants to feel seen. She wants to be heard. She wants you to listen to her. Women want consistency. Whatever you did to take to win that woman in, if you can't do it the exact same way you did in the beginning because life be life, don't stop giving to her. Find creative ways to give to her. If it's not financially, which they want consistent support with the bills, But I'm saying if you were the one that was buying all these expensive gifts and so forth, and you realize that was too much, you can't handle it. Be honest, first of all, up front. Don't lie about your bank account. Let that woman decide for sure if that's what she wants. If not, then okay. My cousin has been trying to get me to sell my house to move to North Carolina. If you move to North Carolina, you better have something already set in place. Because if you're up and coming and trying to come to North Carolina, well, where I'm at, it is not a place for up and coming starting people. You got to be already established or a senior citizen to be able to stay where I'm staying at. It's been a struggle, but I give honor and glory to God because God's my ultimate provider. But going on to another thing: consistency, reliability, following through, emotional stability. A woman needs to know that her man has her back in all forms. Just like a man wants to make sure that the woman has his back. When y'all come together, that 50-50%, half and half is thrown out the window. It's 100 and 100%. You got to give 100 and 100% for any relationship to work. You go in there thinking 50-50, that's a mistake. It's 100% and 100%. 100% of a whole man, 100% of a whole woman that's already dealt with their situation or know what their weaknesses and their strengths are, and then y'all coming together so that y'all not bringing, hello, thank you for joining the line, so you're not bringing any additional baggage into that relationship. 100 and 100. But yeah, another thing: respect for ambition, autonomy, support her goals. Support her goals. Men look at women's things as weak or light or not important. No, a woman's goals and things that she wants to do is just as important as the man. So be supportive on what either one want to do. Emotional support, judge-free zone, physical, emotional, and protection. Good day to you. Thank you for joining my live. Women want attention. Good morning. Women want attention. She wants her man to be touching, security, and an open ear. Yeah. But yeah. So that was. Oh, and also, they want small, thoughtful gestures, and I know men do too. If men say they don't want no gift, when a man said to me, "I don't need nothing. Don't buy me nothing," I'm thinking two things. I'm not a Leo. I'm gonna let you guess what I am, and I'll tell you in the end. But I'm gonna give you some moments to think about it, versus from what I'm talking about, and based off of what I'm saying. 8, 7.5, 8. You asked me that question before. Good day to you. Thank you for joining my live. Yeah, small gestures is what a woman could appreciate, as well as men. I was about to say something. I got sidetracked. Oh yeah, if a man say don't buy me nothing, to me it comes to mind two things: either the man don't want you to buy nothing because they don't have any intention on buying you something, or they don't have the funds to splurge on you, so they want to cut the chase and not feel guilty until you don't give them nothing. That's what I think, because I'm an I am. I'm a giver from the heart. And if a man say, don't give me nothing, that's like a slap in the face. That's like, why? You telling me that I can't do what I naturally love to do? For what reason? Because I'm not going to tell you don't get for me. I love gifts so much that I have to buy it for myself. So, yeah. So, if somebody's a giver, and you're involved with that giver, don't tell him or her not to give you nothing. That's them. That's what makes them up. A Capricorn. I'm not a Capricorn. I am a Gemini. I'm a Gemini woman. Um, and I'm proud of that. And I'm not crazy. They a lot of the Geminis get a lot of bad attention, but they're keen. They're aware. They look at the whole situation before jumping into it. And Geminis are misunderstood, but they're not bad people. I'm an awesome woman. I'm very down to earth. I'm very loving. I'm not a bad person. Do I look at things in three different ways? Yeah, because there's their side, the other person's side, and the truth. So I got to get a different aspect from what it is, so I can get a true. Hey, thank you for joining my live. Haven't seen you in a second, but but yeah, good day to you. But yeah, small gestures, women like and men like too. You can't tell me a man don't like no gifts. Um, because we all have emotions and feelings. They may not want to admit to it. They may not want you to make that a thing for them. But and if you tell me I'm wrong, let me know. Do men not like to receive gifts? Do men not like compliments? I think they do. Matter of fact, I know they do. But if I'm wrong, please let me know. Because if I'm not saying ever say what I say or do what I say or whatever the case might be, I'm sharing my opinion. I'm sharing my wisdom and my knowledge. Simple. Okay. Um, let's see. So I'm just doing a recap for those that came in. I'm still talking about relationships, but I'm bringing it down from what I started out this week down to where I'm going to go now. Also, so that was so I went from the 5 pillars to what a man wants to what a woman wants. Now I'm going to add in some things that we need to be mindful of when we're in a relationship. Dimples and smiles. Okay. All right. Well, independent space. If you're in a relationship with somebody, you're not supposed to be all up under them 24/7 because people have lives, people have things to do. Now, a week get away, and it's just y'all, and it's intended for y'all to do that. Okay, that's one thing, but allow your partner to have that space. Like I shared with throughout the week that if your partner is working, allow them to have that 15 minutes to come in and unload, put their stuff away, or maybe take a shower, whatever the case might be. While they're getting themselves together, you're preparing for them to continue the rest of the night. So if you're home, most likely you're the one that made dinner. You either put their food, if they come home when the food is cooked, then you make them a plate. If not, if it's in the microwave, you heat it up for them and you put it on the table. So that way, when they finish getting themselves situated, take a shower, get out of that work stuff and come home and relax, then they can contribute to the rest of the night. And once they unwind and wired free from the day, then they can spend that time with you. But allow, and vice versa. It can work for a man, it can work for a woman. But allow that person to be able to depress, what's the word? Deflate, so that they can prepare themselves for you. Don't come in and start bombarding them with complaints and different things. Thank you. Don't complain with that person as soon as they walk through the door. You're gonna make them want to turn around. You're gonna make them not want to come home to you. If you are the home body, whether it's a man or a woman, we're in an age to where you have men that is the home person, and you got women that's out there making the money. And then you got vice versa. In my case, I went through both. But right now it's just, I'm doing it for myself. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point that I'm trying to make is make sure that you are respectful of that person's time. And even when y'all are together, if you are someone that gets up in the morning and like to meditate and spend time with God and read just devotionals and read scriptures and study the word or whatever the case might be, allow that person to do that. Don't be in the background making all that extra noise, making it hard for them to focus and pay attention on what they're trying to do, and vice versa. If they do it at night, be mindful of each other's personal ambitions and desires and personal things that they do within the same space that you're living in. Thank you. Good day to you. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you. Um, but yeah, so space. Make sure that you have that right space, that right amount of time and space for each other. And when you're in a relationship long enough with a person, you're gonna learn their cycles. You're gonna learn when it's time for what and when it's not. I mean, if you're that one that's intentional and want to make it work, because that's why I say relationships 100% and 100%. You got to be into it. You got to be able to look at your mates or your other half and know what's going on. I'm going to inbox you on this live. Okay, I gotta ask you a couple. No problem. Ask me questions. I love to answer questions, providing that we keeping it respectful. Okay. But yeah. And then I talked about some of the red flags. If there's some red flags that you pick up or notice in your relationship, such as disagreements, lack of support, on lack of honesty, or or um, lack of peace, that is grounds for communication. Don't ignore it. Somebody came on here and made a comment about how they something happened a year ago and they're still wondering what it meant. Why are you putting yourself through all of that questioning and doubting and wondering? Go straight to the source and ask the question. Um, and if it's a year later, still go back if it's bothering you. Listen, you did something a year ago to me, and I was wondering what was the purpose about that. What did you mean by that? Why did you do it? I mean, you got me thinking. What was say? Be honest. Be yourself. I don't know if people realize honesty and authenticity is so attractive, and self control is so attractive. Um, and it's not taking anything away from you for you doing what you're supposed to do or whatever the case might be. um so that was another thing that we talked about. Then practice quality time with one another. Don't be roommates. Don't just live in a house and have no communication. Don't do nothing with each other. Don't spend no time with the family. I hear people talk about that's been together for a long time, maybe 30 on years and more. What they do to keep their relationship work is they do individual vacations. They do, which is with their boys and with their girls, and they do vacations with their family, and then they do the one-on-one vacations with just you and your mate. I've never witnessed that. But I think it can lead to a good relationship based off of the fact that y'all trust and understand that y'all are not going to step out when y'all do your individual thing. But I do, understand and realize that we need space. We need to be able to develop, because and I always say, go back and do your own and one-on-one into yourself. Have intimacy with yourself. Learn who you are. Recognize what you don't like. Recognize what you used to like is no longer what you like. Have that conversation with you and God. Meditate one-on-one in a quiet place and just figure out, learn you. So that way, when you get back with your mate, you're as authentic and as true to yourself as possible. And you're communicating and conversating with each other, which that's why I say communication is so important. There should be no doubt in any relationship. If you are so comfortable with giving yourself to one another, but you can't have a conversation and talk about stuff, that's backwards. That's backwards, in my opinion. If you are able to show whatever you are 100% to your mate and y'all can't have a conversation, y'all might want to step back and invest the situation, because you should be able to have a conversation. This ain't the color purple. Will you just go out there and handle your business? No. Yeah, we are able to speak. God has blessed you with a voice, a mouth, a brain to have conversation, to have dialect, to have intellect, to share all that with one another. Use all of that. You're going to need all of that to make a relationship work. We're not mind readers. Men are not mind readers for women, and women are not mind readers for men. Good morning. Thank you for joining my live, or joining the live. But yeah, so we talked about different things that might occur and reminding of each other's space within a relationship. And then we talked about also with this one's still going, because I checked a bunch of different places on the internet. Thank you for the compliment. So healthy relationship habits. That was another thing I talked about. I was in the 90s living what I'm talking about now, so I can tell you about it. I tell you, experience is an excellent teacher, but I tell you, it don't have to be the only teacher. If you have someone that has wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and they're willing to share it, and they ain't charging you for it, what you got to lose? Learn from it. But check in. Healthy relationship habits. Make sure you're checking in with yourself and you're checking in with each other. When you fight, and fight fair. Don't try to go beneath the belt. A man without money is only loved by his mother. Okay, I hear you, but that's not a true statement. Not in my case. I don't want to struggle, but I understand what you're saying. But yeah, check in, and if you fight, fight fair. Don't fight below the belt. Don't fight with each other to try to break each other down. Y'all together for a reason. Look for the things that why look for why you're together. And if you fight, calm yourself. Each parties don't come with each other with boiling flames of fire on your head. You come calm yourself the best way you can. You come calm yourself the best way you can. Then proceed to communicate with one another. Don't go in there with an attitude, because you already have a prerequisite you already have pre-thought. I'm gonna choose my words now. You already have pre-thought of what you're going to do. So you want to make sure that you come at each other calm. Because if you have an attitude, believe it or not, you have already a thought in your mind. You have the winning line. You have that bottom line that you're going to throw at to put your slam dunk on that conversation. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining my live, and thank you for the compliment. So go in there as neutral, as calm as possible. And if you're not calm, don't go in until you get calm. I'm a widow. I was married. My situation was short-lived. But I have experience and knowledge and understanding. I've been married for 18 years, with my husband for 22 years, had long relationships prior to that. So I have some knowledge. I have some wisdom, and I'm very transparent. I don't mind sharing some personal things just to prove a point or to help encourage others, not to spread gossip. But yeah, fight fair. And don't go below the belt. You have to have compassion, and you have to have empathy for your mate. Those are two things you have to have. If you don't have it, then you're going to end up going below the belt. You're going to end up going in there with daggers and want to hurt the person. Yes, you do. Praise God. So you want to make sure that you are in a neutral state of mind. Because if you're not, I'm telling you, you go in there with an anger. If you go in there angry, you already got a line that you're going to throw at that person. You're saying, go ahead, keep going. You're going to get to a point to where you let them get you up to a high point, and then you're going to slam dunk and throw something on them that's going to hurt their feelings, and probably break their spirit. And we don't want to do that. Not if you're in a relationship. North Carolina. So you want to make sure that you carry that empathy and compassion for your mate. You may not carry it for anybody else, but you should have it with your mate, with your person that you're looking for to have a long-lasting relationship with, or the one that you're in a long-lasting relationship with. I do not honor situationships. I think that's a cowardly way of saying, I want my cake and eat it too. You want me to give you permission to spend time and date me and do all the intimate things with me while you go and do something else with somebody else too? Mm-mm. That's a cowardly way of saying something that is wrong. Thank you. But yeah, whoever came up with that situationship just changed the word from situationship from the legal term of cheating to, I don't remember the other word, but if you are with somebody, it should be just that somebody, not everybody. Well, look, we got the internet. You're meeting me now, and you don't even have to be in front of me. But yeah, fight fair. Also, there was something that came on by his name was Dr. Gottman. He had under his name the 5-to-1 ratio. So if you want to fight with your mate, and I'm saying, look, if you think a relationship is going to be a fight free, argument free thing, it's not. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it is. It's not. Absolutely not. Y'all going to get on each other's nerves at some point. Somebody might let it ride, like a female might let it ride a little bit longer than the male, or vice versa. But at some point, y'all going to get into an argument, whether it's verbally, whether it's over something that you might think is petty, you're going to argue. The whole key to that is to me, I pick and choose my arguments. You know, I was, sometimes share certain things with my mom and I would hear her reaction to it, but I won't respond off of her reaction into my situation. I would just listen as a form of, knowledge, but and judge it upon my situation. But I if you have, choose one positive to five negative. No, sorry. One negative, choose five positives. Well, hopefully I can talk to you later. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. But I said it wrong. So let me go back and correct myself. One negative, you should have five positives with that one negative. So if your mate comes at you and throw that slam dunk thing over your head and try to break you, think of five things that's positive that will outweigh that breakage. Okay. First of all, you're with that mate. Something about that mate keeps you staying. So you look at the five options. If it's intimacy, you think of the intimacy. If it's the way the person is gifted and talented, you think of the gift and the talent. If it's the way that the person dresses or smells, you put that in there. If it's the way that the person makes you feel in public and in private, you put that in there. If it's the way that the person, when you're not arguing, shows you the respect that you desire, you put that in there. Five positives to your one negative, and see how that lighten up the atmosphere. And I know when you're in a heated moment, it's harder to picture it that way. I understand, but that's why I say a relationship is not 50-50. It's 100. It's 100. 100 for the male, the 100 for the woman, or whoever you are dating or in a relationship with. It's not 50-50. That stuff is thrown out the window. That's thrown out with that situationship. That's thrown out. And when you're dating somebody, have the mindset of dating somebody long term. If you are one of those people that are, I'm going to hit it and quit it, don't entertain it. And that's what communication is up front. Find out if that's a person that's going to want to be around you, to just see what you have to offer and walk away, step away. That is danger. I'm telling you, there is so much attachments intercoursely with people that you can prevent from being in your future if you just take the time to put intimacy at the end of your list. I just had something that came up there saying, remember you work for God. I ain't gonna never forget I work for God. God is my everything. But I'm sorry, I had it flashed on my screen, so that was a reminder. I work for God. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do. Not for me. So if I said anything and took it in some standpoint for me, I take that back. I give honor and glory to God. God is who I allow to use this vessel. It's God and my spirit team who speaks through me. And it is God that has given me this intellect, this knowledge, this wisdom so that I can share to you. So if I ever in this conversation took ownership of that, please forgive me. I take it back. I digress. And I am telling you now, I give honor and glory to the Creator, God, Mother, Father, Universe, for this vessel and everything that's coming out of it. Okay? That flashed across the screen for a reason. So I want to make sure you all know that. I have God is the strongest. Jesus is my big brother. Our big brother. But yeah. Also, okay, maintain a self personal space. So just maintain and have respect for each other's personal space. You have to have space in that relationship because y'all two different people. You can't go into a relationship and say, okay, I'm done with me. I'm going to be what this person wants me to be. That is not realistic. That is not realistic. You are who you are. You spend all these years to become who you are, not to go in a relationship for that person to devalue who you are so that you can be who they are. That is not acceptable. That is not what I'm saying. That is not realistic. That is uh, a formula for disaster. So make sure that you are coming into it 100% knowing who you are, knowing whose you are, and knowing what you carry. And that way, the two of y'all can share that with each other and y'all can have a whirlwind of wonderful experiences. Okay. And I'm not in a fantasy world. Please, if I come across like I am, I'm not. I know that there's real life things that happen in relationships and situations, but there is ways to handle it and go about it. You don't have to go at it like you in the streets thugging. You don't have to go at it the way the world is teaching us to teach one another. You and your mate, you have a home or a atmosphere to where y'all can make it where you need to make it. Y'all don't have to make it the way somebody else make it. That's if you did that, you're with them. You're doing what they say, not what you want to do. So make it make sense to you all and flow in that direction. And the last thing is to repair. Don't be afraid to apologize. And don't just be like, okay, happy life, happy wife, and apologize for anything. No. Still stand your ground, man. Still stand your ground, woman, and work together and respect one another. And it's okay to apologize if you're wrong. It's okay to apologize if you was trying to overcome something and you fell short. That's when you communicate and you're talking to one another, and what you thought you were strong with and you realize you were weak at, y'all come together, and if y'all willing to work at it, then work at it so that you're no longer weak. You got now not one person trying to go over the hurdle. You got two people, you and the person encouraging you so that you can make sure that you can get over that hurdle. Y'all working together. Y'all not working against each other. Y'all working together. You are together. Do not open the door so the world can come in and interfere what you got going on, or what you're developing, and what you're building, and what you're trying to create and make. You're making something for your future, not theirs. Close the door to the world. Close the door to family and handle what you got to handle. Don't bring in your family members into your personal situation. That is a no-no. As I said that, something came to mind. I was scrolling this morning, and I was listening to Truth Hurts. It's a guy that I seen over a year ago when I first came on, and he was very inspiring and encouraging for me. I was going to go on. I went on his live one time, but I got intimidated. I got off. He speaks the truth. He does really good at what he do. I'm not knocking. He's a very wise man, but he intimidated the heck out of me. So I said, I ain't going back on his live. So I just watch him. I don't go on because he intimidated me. All right. But anyway, but he is good at what he do. But he had made a comment this morning that men is the reason why some relationships don't last. And he gave very valid information. He said that a woman would go above and beyond to please the man. She will cook, clean, give intimacy at any part of the body whenever they ask. She would, if the intimacy is not a good experience, she will overlook that because she loved the man. She would do. She would go above and beyond to do whatever it is to please her man. So far, that's about 5 things, right? 4 to 5 things. And then he said all the man would do is just protect and provide. Protect and provide. That's it. Out of the 5 things or more that the female would do to keep the man is only going to protect and provide. That's it. That's not equally balanced. And it made sense to me because I've heard a lot of men say they be the provider, they protect. That's it. That's not true. I just had a whole 44 minutes of conversation about how men want the same things that women want. Men want to be, men want all of the things that the women is doing for them. You think the women don't want that either? And then you get mad when the women ask for you to do what they do, but you got them doing so much more to keep you. And we don't look at ourselves, we look at the wants and what we getting. If a woman can do all these things for a man and make the man feel good, and don't say anything about the fact that they're only getting two things from these men, the men will never know that they are lacking in all these other areas. So women, you have to have that communication conversation and let the man know, listen, this is unequally yoked. This is not it's not scaled evenly. I understand that you're a man and you provide, but you got to give, because I'm human too. The same emotions and the feelings and affections that a woman have, so does a man. We're human. We are human individuals. If you sit there and think that it's not the same for the other human individual, but it is, you're wrong. We are all human. We have the same type of feelings, emotions, and everything. We are so stuck in the fact that how it was back in the days that you had to be a tough man. You can still be a tough man and have emotions and feelings. You'll just be a well-rounded, healthier, mentally produced man if you allow everything to flow like it's supposed to. But yeah, I hope I pointed out what he said right. I'm not trying to say anything negative. He was 100% positive, and he made so much sense to me. That's why I'm bringing it back to you, because it's an unequal balanced scale. And that's some things that we don't really look at when we're in a relationship. All right. So that was some of the, and another thing I looked at. So one of the things that you need to have in every relationship is communication, clarity, and connection. You need to understand that whatever you're communicating about, you have a clarity, you have an understanding. It's not just going in one ear, not the other. You are understanding what each other is saying to one another. So conversation is important. And then you have to have the connection, that vibe, that same vibe, that connection that pulled y'all together in the beginning, that you was up on the phone talking all crazy nights and early morning over. That connection has to grow when you grow. When you go and when you are with somebody and you are, say you're living with somebody now at this standpoint and you're together, you have to connect on whatever level you are. When you know better, you do better. When she know better, you do better. He, whatever, vice versa, however you put it together. When you know better, you do better. You learn and you act differently. You do that check-in with yourself. You know what? She used to do this. It bothers me now. Or he used to do that. I can't stand that now. Have that communication. Listen, boo, bae, love you, whatever you call your other half. You do something that gets on my nerves. I love you, no disrespect, but can we have a conversation and change it? It used to be cute. Now it is not. And then, ask, is there something that I do? Because usually you come in with a negative with your partner, they're going to come out with another negative. Oh, yeah, since you mentioned that, yeah, I don't like the fact that you do this. Okay, so now let's compromise. I will stop doing this if you will stop doing that. Or I will work on getting better at, and if I go and do this and I don't realize it, you say something. And I won't get upset because I recognize I told you I was going to get better on this, and vice versa. Have that communication, have that conversation. It is that easy. Some saying that's not, it's that simple. Just talk. Eventually, if you are two hot-headed people, it might take a minute. It took a minute for you to get to that point, but it's not impossible. Just keep trying at it. All right, so that was that. Tying into, okay, we have 48 minutes. Dang, this conversation just be going. I'd be getting into it. So another thing you should have, trust, respect, empathy, communication, compromise, quality time. We mentioned that already too in a few cases. Active response. Sometimes a response can be more than just sitting there and listening. A kiss on the forehead, a hug from behind, a kiss on the neck. Emotional self awareness. And if you know that somebody, like, if you know that the person don't like something, don't keep doing it. I'm reminded of the videos and personal experiences. Guys come around and smack the girl on behind real hard. What if you know the woman don't like that? Don't do it. Stop doing things that might bother them. And then I'm reminded of the ones with the videos where the women take up the man. The women pick the man up and put him on the countertop and roughhouse the man. The man like, wait a minute, I'm the man. Don't keep doing things that's going to annoy your partner when you know it's going to annoy your partner. Now, that's just funny to me. But anyway, brings me to today, which I probably gonna have to carry into tomorrow, is we all say we want a relationship. We generally want a relationship. Do not put yourself in a spot to where you're going to take anything and everything. I went backwards and came to this standpoint because you need to get to know who you are involved with before you get involved with it. Don't just, all right, I'm reminded back to when I was younger. When I first became boy crazy. And I was like, I'm gonna have a boyfriend because people didn't acknowledge me when I was younger. I had those big bifocal glasses, the tape in the middle of my glasses or on the side of my glasses. So I looked like a nerd. I was a well figured nerd, but I looked like a nerd nevertheless. Good day. Thank you for joining my live. And I was from the projects. So that was kind of a weird combination. A nerdy hood girl. So I didn't get the attention that I was looking for. I got the attention I didn't want because I was well developed. I had a bomb shape when I was younger. I didn't realize it then, or else I would have kept it. But anyway, I'm still beautiful the way I am now. I'm just much more softer. But anyway, um, you want to make sure if you genuinely want a relationship that you are going to do all of the main things that you need to do. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, are you really going to do are you going to do what you need to do to get involved in a relationship? Don't just take anything or anybody. I'm reminded, when you have, say that you're about to go and play a game and you got two people that's going to pick on their teams and you got like five people on each. I mean, you got like maybe 10 people standing there and you got to pick five people each. And you know who you're going to pick first. You know who you're going to pick. And there's always that one that they pick last. Let me help me get this one. I don't want that. Okay, I'll take you. That that was me when I was growing up. They would tolerate me. Thank you. They would tolerate me, and I wasn't the first pick. I wasn't the second pick. I was the one. Man, I don't know. She. But anyway, don't join a team. Don't get in a relationship. Don't do something that you don't want to do. Thank you. Hello, Cleveland, and thank you for the compliments. I really much appreciate those. So yeah, make sure that you are psychologically safe to go into any relationship. Make sure that you look at all the radical transparencies and that you're radically transparent. Thank you. So that you can know that this is an atmosphere that you want to get into. You can tell if somebody is off or not for you in the beginning of the relationship. We have something called discernment and intuition. That's why I think it's important. I know you, Greg. Somebody else said something on the other side. So, hello, Greg. I wasn't calling you somebody else. I recognize who you are. Thank you, Greg. I wasn't calling you somebody else. It was you said something and somebody else said something, and I combined the compliment into both. I always put God first. I try to. If I don't, I remember before the end of the day. But yeah, I try to always put God first. Also mutual growth. Make sure that you are compatible. Oh, I started to say something. That's why it's important for you guys to meet in person. Oh my goodness, we have 53 minutes. So I'm gonna have to continue this conversation tomorrow. I'll stop here. I don't want to get cut off on TikTok. So I thank you all who have joined my live. Please feel free to come join me again in the morning. Maybe I'll feel like coming on this afternoon, this evening. I don't know. But thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Remember, God loves you. I love you. Now you love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Until next time, peace. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Ask